multidisciplinary backgrounds to live within the period of 40 days among the society. The community service is regularly programmed twice a year in January and July. The community service enables students to get involved to find solutions to society's problems. Tridharma has greatly supported the development of knowledge, teaching, and learning process through the formal education. On the other hand, Universitas Jember also greatly concerns on students' talents and interests. Student bodies and clubs are available as the best places for students to learn science, arts, interpersonal skill, organization, and to socialize with other fellow students. An excellent and innovative generation to develop knowledge and science for the society within religious perspectives and beliefs. This is the vision of Universitas Jember to create a better future for mankind. Tradition of excellence. Universitas Jember is a center for higher education founded in 1964. The motto, Karya Rinaras Ambuka Budi, Gapuro Mangesti Aruming Bawono, is a commitment of the university's founding fathers to produce creative and innovative generation in developing knowledge and to serve the society based on the faith and religion. The university's motto becomes the academic base for the leaders of the university from time to time to adapt and draw near the development of science and technology to reach the position as the center of academic in Indonesia, Asia, and the world. Universitas Jember is located in East Java Province, Indonesia. Universitas Jember plays its central role to develop science and technology in various sectors such as plantation, agriculture, maritime, health, tourism, industry, arts, and culture. The agriculture and plantation sectors have made Jember famous for its coffee, sugarcane, tea, tobacco, cocoa, and edamame soybean. Jember is also culturally unique with diverse mix of Javanese, Madurese, Osing, Chinese, and Arab culture. 4 national parks which become nature laboratories to develop science. Rich and abundant natural resources provide history and phenomena for potential researchers. The potential research and the development of knowledge generate scientists in their own field. Professor Bambang Sugiarto, expert in biotechnology and genetics engineering. Professor Bambang Kuswandi, expert in analytic chemistry, chemosensor, and biosensor. Professor Ahmad Subagio, expert in biotechnology, food sciences, and nutrition. Professor Rudy Wibowo, expert in agricultural economics. Professor Nawianto, expert in economic and environmental history. Professor Slamin, expert in graph theory. Professor Dafik, expert in combinatorics, graph theory, and combinatorial education. Professor M. Arif Amrullah, expert in criminal policy and economic criminal law. Aditya Wardono, PhD, expert in Asian monetary, financial, and development economics. Dr. Kartika Sanjarini, expert in molecular biology. Abu Bakar Ebihara, PhD, expert in international relations. By 2018, the university has vast range of programs to choose from 15 faculties, 27 postgraduate programs, and 73 undergraduate studies. To support the objectives of education, research, and community service, and to optimize the nature laboratory potentials around Jember, the university has developed and established branch campuses in 2 nearby towns, Bondowoso and Lumajang, which enables a well-built connection for the experts to innovate through their studies and researches, which then provide benefit to the surrounding society. The learning atmosphere is constructed not only to produce mere scientists, but also the ones with social awareness and responses to the problems in both local and global society. Dealing with the challenge, the university educates the students through learning, researches, and community service. To support an easy access to academic atmosphere, the students are provided with integrated information system or SISTER and e-learning, making them possible to communicate with the professors and to obtain information in seconds through their smartphones. Universitas Jember also consistently collaborates with international experts to share their reputable knowledge through a general stadium for students to open their insights and enhance their knowledge. Universitas Jember also supports students and teaching staffs to broaden both knowledge and experiences through its mobility and exchange programs. Several world-class and reputable universities in the world have been involved and participated in the program, such as Students' Mobility. Such valuable academic atmosphere has driven international students to study in Universitas Jember, including those from the United States of America, Germany, Iran, South Korea, Laos, Madagascar, Timor-Leste, Cambodia, and Thailand. The university is committed to provide fundings for talented and outstanding international students by providing scholarships and support them with extensive Indonesian language training, assisting them to adapt and engage actively to their surroundings. The recruitment of international scientists, experts, and students has been arranged selectively to promote wider knowledge and insights for the surrounding community to make greater future possible. To foster the students' competence to enhance their knowledge, our highly competent professors and lecturers are committed to the development of teaching and learning process. The professors and experts in Universitas Jember have been supporting students to achieve their competence. They are committed to dedicate their time to guide and supervise students' work and to develop students' knowledge. Research groups and Center of Excellence are available to create research atmosphere in each faculty and across multidisciplines. Amongst many are CURIS, CDUST, CHRM2, CGONT, Sirish, SDG Center, and Tropical NRC. Our research centers has remarkably increased their productivity since the last 5 years. Our creative and innovative researches contribute greatly to the development of science and society. In 2013, Universitas Jember was awarded MDG's Trophy for its contribution to coffee farmers in Sidomulyo Village, Jember, Indonesia. The university also established the SDG Center to support sustainable development goals. Universitas Jember does not only house one centralized library, rather, each faculty is facilitated with a library completed with abundant literatures on its respected field. The students are also facilitated with free access to digital journals hosted by reputable publishers such as Springer and Nature. Universitas Jember Community Service is a compulsory program for students as a training to respond to community's problem. Students are assigned to work in groups with their multidisciplinary backgrounds to live within the period of 40 days among the society. The community service is regularly programmed twice a year in January and July. The community service enables students to get involved to find solutions to society's problems. Tridharma has greatly supported the development of knowledge, teaching, and learning process through the formal education. On the other hand, Universitas Jember also greatly concerns on students' talents and interests. Student bodies and clubs are available as the best places for students to learn science, arts, interpersonal skill, organization, and to socialize with other fellow students. An excellent and innovative generation to develop knowledge and science for the society within religious perspectives and beliefs. This is the vision of Universitas Jember to create a better future for mankind. Tradition of excellence. Universitas Jember is a center for higher education founded in 1964. The motto, Karya Rinaras Ambuka Budi, Gapuro Mangesti Aruming Bawono, is a commitment of the university's founding fathers to produce creative and innovative generation in developing knowledge and to serve the society based on the faith and religion. The university's motto becomes the academic base for the leaders of the university from time to time to adapt and draw near the development of science and technology to reach the position as the center of academic in Indonesia, Asia, and the world. Universitas Jember is located in East Java Province, Indonesia. Universitas Jember plays its central role to develop science and technology in various sectors such as plantation, agriculture, maritime, health, tourism, industry, arts, and culture. The agriculture and plantation sectors have made Jember famous for its coffee, sugarcane, tea, tobacco, cocoa, and edamame soybean. Jember is also culturally unique, with diverse mix of Javanese, Madurese, Osing, Chinese, and Arab culture. 4 national parks which become nature laboratories to develop science. Rich and abundant natural resources provide history and phenomena for potential researchers. The potential research and the development of knowledge generate scientists in their own field. Professor Bambang Sugiarto, expert in biotechnology and genetics engineering. Professor Bambang Kuswandi, expert in analytic chemistry, chemosensor, and biosensor. Professor Ahmad Subagio, expert in biotechnology, food sciences, and nutrition. Professor Rudy Wibowo, expert in agricultural economics. Professor Nawianto, expert in economic and environmental history. Professor Slamin, expert in graph theory. Professor Davik, expert in combinatorics, graph theory, and combinatorial education. Professor M. Arif Amrullah, expert in criminal policy and economic criminal law. Aditya Wardono, PhD, expert in Asian monetary, financial, and development economics. Dr. Kartika Sanjarini, expert in molecular biology. Abu Bakar Ebihara, PhD, expert in international relations. By 2018, the university has vast range of programs to choose from 15 faculties, 27 postgraduate programs, and 73 undergraduate studies. To support the objectives of education, research, and community service, and to optimize the nature laboratory potentials around Jember, the university has developed and established branch campuses in 2 nearby towns, Bondowoso and Lumajang, which enables a well-built connection for the experts to innovate through their studies and researches, which then provide benefit to the surrounding society. The learning atmosphere is constructed not only to produce mere scientists, but also the ones with social awareness and responses to the problems in both local and global society. Dealing with the challenge, the university educates the students through learning, researches, and community service. To support an easy access to academic atmosphere, the students are provided with integrated information system or SISTER and e-learning, making them possible to communicate with the professors and to obtain information in seconds through their smartphones.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning all, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, please introduce myself. My name is Adelia, as Master of Ceremony on this event today. Before we start, let us pray and praise to God because of His bless and mercy. We can come together without any obstacles to this event with healthy condition in the 2021 UNEJ International Summer School on Biobased Chemical. Before we come into the main session, let us pray first. So the event that we will hold on this day will run well. Pray based on individual belief begin. Done. To the Honorable Professor Ho Sing-woo as speaker, to the Honorable Professor Slamin as Vice Rector for Academic and Student Affairs, to the Honorable Dr. Boy Arif Fahri as Head of Chemical Engineering Department, Engineering Faculty, Universitas Jember, to the Honorable Lecturer from Chemical Engineering Department, Engineering Faculty, Universitas of Jember, and to the Honorable Distinguished Guests. Ladies and gentlemen, on this nice occasion, let me convey the rundown of the event today. As follow, first opening, second listening anthem of Indonesia, Indonesia Raya, third the opening speech from Professor Slamin as Vice Rector for Academic and Student Affairs, fourth is the opening speech from Dr. Hanggara Sudrajat as chair of this event, five is lecture by Professor Ho Sing-woo, six is discussion or the question answer session, and the last is closing. Ladies and gentlemen, let's start this event by listening National Anthem of Indonesia, Indonesia Raya. All of guests are expected to prepare. Well, we have done listening to National Anthem Indonesia, Indonesia Raya. Ladies and gentlemen, now we invite Professor Slamin for the opening speech. To Professor Slamin, time is yours.
Okay, thanks Mbak Adelia Rosalina ya. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Honorable Dean of Faculty of Engineering, Universitas Jember, Dr. Triwahyu Hardianto, as well as the Vice Dean of the Faculty of Engineering, University Jember. My apologies because I have another Zoom meeting next to me. Yeah, of course, distinguished invited speaker, especially Professor Ho Sing-woo from UNC University, Taiwan. Thank you, Prof, for joining us to share your knowledge and your current research in chemical engineering. And of course, my colleagues, the head of chemical engineering department, Dr. Boy Fahri, and all lecturers from this department, and all the other students and participants, the 2021 UNEJ Summer School on Biobased chemicals. Welcome to Jember, and welcome to University of Jember, although virtually due to the pandemic. So we are so sorry. And I'm speaking on behalf of the Vice Rector for Academics, Student and Alumni Affairs, Universitas Jember. And I would like to pass greeting and regards from our rectors. He apologized for not able to join the opening ceremony because he has another agenda in the same time. First of all, thanks God for this wonderful moment here in this place. Although it is daring, we call it in Indonesia, or even it is online or virtual. With joyful happiness to attend the 2021 UNEJ Summer School on Biobased chemical, with the topic from biomass to advanced chemical and bio energy. And secondly, I would like to thank the Dean of Faculty of Engineering, Universitas Jember, who have strong commitment to support this summer school. I believe this summer school will be useful, very fruitful, especially for our students. And of course, thanks our invited speakers. Especially Professor Ho Sing Woo, from UNC University, Taiwan. I hope you are able to come to Jember physically, after COVID-19 pandemic. And thanks Pak Boy, Pak Boy Bahari, Ketua Jurusan Teknik Kimia atau Chemical Engineering Department, who have been working very hard, and of course with the colleagues in the department, to organize this event. It is an honor for me having an opportunity to speak here in this wonderful event. This is, I think this is the first series, amongst 6 series that will be held in this summer school. I believe this event is an excellent activity to encompass actual new or emerging issues related to the green and sustainable development of the society and the scientific community, in particular, to provide state-of-the-art overview based on the latest advance in terms of scientific knowledge and techno-economic development. I believe also this summer school is one of our efforts, to improve the university in achieving high ranking in, at least in ASEAN, and thus this event is expected to increase the international atmosphere in the learning process at Universitas Jember. Okay, I think that's all my speech. I hope you are enjoying this summer school and having a wonderful time. I'm sorry, Mbak Adelia, should I open this summer school? Mbak Adelia?
Yes, please, Professor.
Okay, sorry. Okay, I thought the Dean will open this summer school. Okay, by reciting Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, I declare and officially open the 2021 UNEJ Summer School on Biobased chemical. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
The speech delivered by Professor Slami. Thank you, sir, for your speech. Well, for the next opening speech, we invite Dr. Hanggara Sudrajat as chair of this event. So, Dr. Hanggara Sudrajat, time is yours.
Thank you, Adel. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear student and colleagues, I'm Hanggara Sudrajat, the chair of the 2021 UNEJ Summer School on Biobased Chemicals. I welcome you all to the summer school, which will be delivered online. So first of all, I'd like to thank to the Vice Rector for Academics and Student Affairs, Professor Slamin, for giving us a nice opening remark. And the Dean of Faculty of Engineering, Dr. Tga Analysis, and also, of course, our lecturer today, Professor Hosinggu from UNC University in Taiwan. Actually, the summer school, which is organized by the Department of Chemical Engineering, is aiming at providing up-to-date insight on biobased chemical and bioenergy, and also, of course, the bio-based materials in general. In the first years of the summer school, we actually do not poster presentation and oral presentation for students. Instead, we would like to first focus on providing introduction to students about how research on the bio-based chemical around the world are being performed. So this is like introductory effort. Starting from next year, we will have our second summer school to be held in about July 2022. That will actively involve you as students to present your research work. As you have known, the theme of our first summer school is from biomass to advanced chemical and bioenergy. So here we will see a diverse range of routes or methods to transform biomass or even waste into chemical and energy. The lectures, as well as the question and answer, will ensure the summer school will be a rewarding experience, especially for you as a student. So I do hope that you can learn something, from the summer school, and also the summer school can finally encourage you to become new players in the field of biomass-based chemical research. So finally, I'd like to thank you very much for joining us, and please enjoy this event.
The speech delivered by Dr. Hanggara Sudrajat. Thank you, sir, for your speech. Well, ladies and gentlemen, now we are coming into the main point of this event, the 2021 UNED International Summer School on Biobased Chemical, which will be guided by Dr. Hanggara Sudrajat. To Dr. Hanggara Sudrajat, as moderator, time is yours.
Okay, thank you again. Okay, today we have Professor Hosinggu with us here. Good morning, Professor Wu. Professor Wu is a professor of chemical engineering at UNC University in Taiwan. So he completed his PhD in chemical engineering from National Tsinghua University in Taiwan. His research area is primarily about valorization of biomass to find chemicals. His lecture today is entitled "The Valorization of Lignin and Straw Residue." So if you have comments and questions, please kindly use the G form. I guess the operator will provide the G form provided here in the comment section. So you can put your comment and question there. Okay, so Professor Wu, time is yours.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Professor Sudrajat's introduction. Can you hear me?
Yes, very clearly, Professor.
Okay. So thank you him inviting me to join this summer school to give a talk. Okay. So first I will show my maybe my screen. Could you the chairman to allow me to share my screen?
Okay, please the operator, could you set? Okay.
Okay. Could you see my screen now?
Yes, Professor.
Okay. 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 Good morning, everyone. Today I want to show the topic is the valorization of the lignin of the rice straw procedure. I'm Ho Xunwu, come from the UNEJ University, Taiwan. And maybe I will first say where is Taiwan? Okay, here is University of Java. Taiwan is here. Here is the China. Okay, so our university is located in North Taiwan. Okay, North Taiwan is here. And if you have been to the Taiwan, you come to the airport. Airport is located here. So our university is close to the airport. By the taxi hour, maybe just half hour, you can come to my university. And first, I will introduce my research in our lab. And during this data case, we focused to study the circularly economic topic. Now we just summarize the three topics. First, we want to recycle the synthetic polymer. Okay, now we will focus on the recovery the nylon, sheets, and the PET. Okay, we use the chemical recycling method to allow the polymer to degrade to monomer, and then can reuse the polymer waste. And the second topic is we hope is degrade is the biomass. We focus is the biorefinery. We hope to can get some chemicals from the biomass. Third part is we focus in the biofuel cell and the bio separation. Because when we want to recover the biomass, we need to use the skills enzyme medical tech or microorganism tech. So we hope they also is a study is the some of the bioskill in our lab in here. Okay, today I hope to share this topic is about is 6 subtitle. First one is we will introduce the biomass about the rice straw, and then we will introduce the process is ethanol cellulose. And then part C is we hope to introduce application is low molecular lignin in our system. And then we introduce the separation method about lignin or biomass. Part E is maybe we'll introduce the method is degraded lignin, okay, by the pyrolysis or catalyst. Finally, is we want to give an example is we hope if we have some targeted compound, we need to have use chemical synthesis to transfer the chemicals to our targeted chemicals. And then is I hope that we have the time to discuss with you. Okay, first one is why we want to study the biomass. Now you have the 2 problems. First one is, we have a global warming the problem. So we need to reduce the temperature. And, if we want to reduce the global warming, we care about is greenhouse gas. Currently, we will discuss the carbon dioxide. And second problem is we hoped to replace the fossil fuel because the fossil fuel is limited. So you can find many renewable energy is funding to replace the fossil fuel. But now we also want to develop a method is hoped to use the biomass to produce the energy. And we can find many the unit they give the schedule. For example, is the 2030 or 2050. They want to replace the biomass replace the fossil fuel with the biomass. Okay, and you can find that this figure, some of the renewable energy. For example, the white solid and the geothermal, like this kind of the energy we already developing in the world. By this areas of biomass now is because it is complicated. So even if many researchers is focused to study in this area, but we also is some the skill now is not complicated to develop in this field. So today is we hope to discuss some of the technology in this area. And biomass currently, we can separate the three composition. First one is the lignin. Second is hemicellulose. Third is cellulose. And so if we want to study this field, we need to start three kind of compound first. And today is I just want to study the biomass is rice straw. We just discussed this topic. Okay, we know is rice straw is this the plant produced in the Asia. Is maybe is the most in the world. So maybe about 90%. So we can find the rice straw is this is a problem in Asia. In the Taiwan is the true. So every year we have the 2 million tons produced in the Taiwan, and we have a problem is we need to remove this waste, but we cannot use the burnt method to refuse this one. So we hoped we can use some chemical method to decompose this material to get some chemicals. Okay, first one is we will give you a concept is if we want to get the 1 kilo million rice, we need to provide the 0.7 to the 1.4 kilogram of rice straw. So this waste is larger. Even in Indonesia, I think you also have this problem. Okay, first, why today I want to choose this biomass to study. First, we know in the biomass we include 3 chemicals. In rice straws, in Taiwan, the rice straws is we will analyze lignin. This lignin composition is very low, about 20%. That means 80% is cellulose or hemicellulose. So we want to use this biomass to study in this one. But rice choice, maybe their plant, maybe the agriculture name is different. Their composition is different. Here I just show is I just give the Indonesians the rice the brand in here, but this the rice straw their lignin is higher than is Taiwan's. Okay. Today I want to show the process is cellulose process. You know, we can easily use cellulose or hemicellulose to produce the ethanol. This process is well known. So you can find this process in the literature. They include pretreatment and hydrolysis, and fermentation, distillation. Final, you can get the ethanol. And but after this process, we can find some waste. For example, lignin. Okay, or some residual. Rice straw residual, they also is solid. Okay, also is solid. So we can find the cellulose or semicellulose in this process. We can get the final chemicals ethanol. But the waste, if we can recycle the waste and then decompose that, also can get some chemicals. That is our target. So today is we want to study the process. We will symbolize here. We have the two ways. First one is after the enzymatic hydrolysis or fermentation, we can get the broth liquid waste. We hope we can reuse the liquid waste. The others is we will get the solid waste. This solid waste we call is the residual rice straw residuals. Okay, today I will show the result is we have the tin. This tin is cooperated with the company. The company is a Far East New Central. Their main company, their main product is a PET bottle. They produce these materials. So you know now their focus is produce the bio PET. They want to use the raw material is Bio-EZ or Bio-PET. Okay, EZ is ethylene glycol. TPA is a tetraphthalic acid. We know is EZ. EZ can produce from ethanol. Okay, so if the bioethanol is ethanol from the bio, we can get the bioethylene. So bioethanol is we first needed to get the product. So this process is get from the rice straw, because in the Taiwan the lignin the percentage is low. Okay, but this process we will get the two product. One is the liquid. Liquid we can separate the two directions. First one we can direct it to use the microbial or argon. Maybe they can digest them, the chemicals, or then we also can get the argon is the maybe can get some oil. Okay, we can direct it to digest the liquid waste in the first. Second is we hope to, you know, after the fermentation, we also can get some C5 or C6 chemicals. They didn't convert to the ethanol. So we hope to use this waste and to produce the 1,3-propanol-diol, and then react with the TPA to produce the bio-PTT. Okay, bio-TT. For the solid, today is we focus is to show you is our team. We can produce the membrane, can produce the elastic material, and some the activated carbon, and then is maybe we can get some chemicals in here. Okay, first, well, we was thank you. This program is supported by the government in Taiwan, and the company is Far East New Central, and we have the team is from the 5 school and 10 labor to support us this project. And in this topic is in our lab, we have 4 students from the Indonesia, and then they also is join this topic. Okay, first is I will give the concept is biomass. Biomass is a region material. We cannot directly use the biomass. So we need to use the pretreatment method. This pretreatment is harsh the method. We need to decompose the structure first and become to this structure to this structure. This is the loose structure, and then we can get the cellulose, hemicellulose, or lignin, and chemicals from here. You can use the chemical method or bio method to get the small molecules. Okay, in this slide, I just show you is the cellulose, hemicellulose lignin. In the biomass, we can easy to find the cellulose is hemicellulose. There is the carbohydrate chemicals. They can easily use the hydrolysis method to decompose. Okay, from here to decompose there. We can use the chemical hydrolysis or enzyme matrix hydrolysis. So cellulose or hemicellulose, the study you can easily to find in the literature. This process is already known, but certain part is lignin. Lignin is you can find that this structure is maybe we call it the cross-linking structure or network structure, and this is not easy to decompose. And you can find that there a function group. More the function group is hydroxide group. Okay, you can find that all the group in here, and then you also can find the phenyl group or benzene group in this compound. That means this compound is thermostable chemicals. So if we want to decompose this one, it's not easy. Okay. So today is we hope is study in here is how to decompose the lignin. Okay, first is I want to study. I want to show here is after the fermentation, and we just use the microorganism method. We just use, maybe it's some labor they study this topic. They use the Candida pneumonia is this the microorganism. They easy to produce the 1,3-propanediol. And in our case, maybe this case is not is a high productivity, but I just show you is just use this the microorganism. We can easy to get the 1,3-propanediol. So we got this one and reacted the TPA. We can easy to get the the PTT, this material. Okay, so we interested in the topic in here, lignin. We hope is convert the lignin and then can maybe transfer this lignin or degrade the lignin. Finally, we can apply it in the fuel or composition of plastic or some chemicals. Its value is high, and we hope can replace some of the fossil fuel materials. First one is we need to use the analysis is the lignocellulose, or maybe someone is called this analysis fiber analysis. This means we need to analyze the biomass or some the biomass residues. How many percent is the cellulose, hemicellulose, and then lignin percentage. Okay, so after the analyze, and then is we will develop some of the method to separate the cellulose and the hemicellulose, because the cellulose is their application is well known. So we can if we can gather the cellulose, we can easy to follow the well-known process to produce our target compound. But the lignin here, we will separate the 4 kinds of the chemicals. We just use the molecule weight. Okay, MW is the molecule weight. Separate 4 kinds. First one is their molecule weight is more than the 6,000. Second is between the 6,000 and 3,000. Third is between the 3,000 and 1,000. And then is the molecule is more than the 1,000. This means that's the chemical is small molecules. It is the current that we use. This one is we can convert the chemical and to the chemical refinery to get this our final target. Okay, the first is we want to discuss in this area is a molecule weight between the 6,000 to the 1,000. This means is this kind of the chemical can be dissolved in the water or dissolved in the solvent. For example, it's a THF or DMSO. That is kind of the chemicals. Okay, so here I just show you some application we already done. Is if this kind of liquid can dissolve in the solvent, For example, first example is we use the lignin blend with the polybenzosizine. Okay, their structure in here. We mix this polymer. We can got it like here. Okay, their room temperature is solid, but if we enhance the temperature, we can find the liquid become to the solid become to the liquid. Okay, so I can use the liquid high viscosity liquid can make the membrane. Okay, like this one. And this membrane, if we don't use a membrane, you can find here. They are the ventilation on the THF system. Their percentage is not high, but if we include the lignin, is high. Okay, and then include lignin, their contact angle is reduced. Okay, contact angle is reduced. So we can find synthetic polymer mixed with lignin. They have the good quality in the system. And then if we also find the same membrane is if we use the lignin to increase the viscosity in this system, they can make the continuous sponge pore. This means that their pore is the small and the continuous. When we use in water in the taurine system, we can find the penetrated phase. We can remove the water is very easy in the using the material lignin. Okay, this is clean. Okay, this maybe some of the water suspended in the solution. Okay, and then we can, for example, this one is elastomer in the material. Before we currently use the glycerol, they have many hydroxy group. But you know, in the lignin, they also have many hydroxy group. So we replace glycerol with the lignin. We can find there the tensor strings. If we don't use the lignin, they blank the lignin line, the curve in here. But we added the lignin, they increase their mechanical property. So lignin is this lignin can increase the mechanical property is aware. Okay, second is we hope to react the lignin with the gamma. Gamma is a structure. They have the group is an outside group in here, so they can easy to react with the hydroxy group. So they can, sorry. They can easy to connect in here. So we can find if we connect with the lignin, their thermal property is shift to right. Okay, here is the lignin. Here is this one is the lignin. Okay, this one is we got plotted with the material. There, the glass temperature also is a shift to right. Okay, this one is we mix with phenolic lignin. We also can find their results. This one is the phenolic the material. Added lignin, they increase their mechanical property. Okay, and this one we will mix more the polymer. We use the TGS, HEMA, and the lignin, and we also find lignin also have played the good greater load in the increase some mechanical property. So we can easy to know is the lignin. If we can get the small molecular lignin and directly is mixed with the synthetic polymer, and we can easy to increase the mechanical property. Next is we want to show you is here. This part is we will show is how to separate. Okay, how to separate the lignin to the 4 parts. And here I just show you is we get this rice straws layer composition in here, and this all the cellulose or hemicellulose cannot compress and decompose to the C5 or C6 component, and they also is about 5%, 50% also left in the residuals. So we need to debate the process to separate the hemicellulose and the cellulose, and finally we hope to can get the lignin. This percentage is more than the 90%. Okay, here I just show you is the process. This process and not the complete or is the difficult method. They just in this process we just use the soda. Okay, use the alkaline component or acid. Or if you want to get the small molecule, maybe you can use the solvent. Okay, related to extract the small molecule, the lignin. You can easy to get this, but the temperature, if you use the hydrothermal, maybe the temperature is more than 100 degrees Celsius. If you use the microwave heating, maybe you can use the low temperature. But studying the biomass is chemical method maybe is easy, but the analytical method, maybe you need to use the many instrument analysis to identify their composition and their, for example, molecular weight or their thermal stability, and then you can use in the next state. Okay, here I will show you is if we want to get the low molecular. For example, is we want to get the molecular weight is lower than the 6,000. Here we will provide the 2 methods. First one, we use the ultrafiltration, or you can use maybe someone use the microfiltration, and then they use the memories, ceramic materials. You just use the solution here and add some maybe use the sodium chloride, sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide, and then you dilute their solution and go through the ceramic membrane, and then you can get some solution. And you analyze their solution, you can determine by the layer molecule weight using the GPC. And in this case, is we can get the 10,000 molecule weight. Next one is because we have many labs to study the polymer application, so they hope to can get the material or lignin or cellulose, the molecule between the 6,000 to the 1,000 material. So this process is we just run this maybe pilot the process. We use the biomass is 4 kilos and 10 liters the reactors, and we use the high temperature. And then final we can get to the filtrate, maybe 70%. And this if we got this solid, their molecule it is low. High molecule rate is they cannot dissolve. It's about 30%. 30% in this case. We detect their molecule rate is about 6,000. 6,000. So in this case, we can easy to isolate the lignin and get the low molecule weight. If you are interested in the microwave, you also can use the microwave heating to study this topic, and they can save the energy, and they also can get the high purity of it, and their recovery also is high of the lignin. And maybe someone is interested in the mechanism in the soda system. So which group can decompose? I will show you here is if the phenyl group or some maybe like this single bond. This structure is not easy to decompose. So in the lignin, we are interested in the chemical bond is here. The beta O4 and the alpha O4. Alpha O4, beta O4. This the structure is we are interested. We hope that decompose in here. We can get the small molecule. So next part E is we want to discuss is high molecule weight. Is this kind of chemical? There is there also is the negative structure. They cannot easy to use the decompose use the chemical method. So here we hope use the method is pyrolysis to decompose the lignin, high molecule weight material. Yeah, you also can find the other method in the literature. For example, is hydrogenolysis, oxidation, gasification of composition. Some method they hope that can get the energy. But here I will show you that today I will show you the topic is pyrolysis, because we hope can get the solid product or liquid product. Not limited in the recovering energy. In the pyrolysis system always use the catalyst and to decompose the lignin structure. Here you can easy to find the different the catalyst. They can get the different chemicals, but you can find most of the liquid chemicals is the phenolic chemicals. Okay. Okay. In our studies, we also needed to use the catalyst and without a catalyst. Before we study the pyrolysis, first we can use the Tga analysis to judge which the range, temperature range to study is the better. So here I will show you is these two cases is studies alkaline lignin and the alkaline lignin. This case is without catalyst. We can find their weighted dose. Okay, from here is 120%, and then they stop along is 60%. Here the temperature is more than the 600 degrees Celsius. So their residual is more than the 60. But if we use the catalyst, their residual is below the 60, along is 40. Okay, along is 40. This means the catalyst easy to decompose the carbon material or solid material in the system. So if we want to get the high liquid content, we need to use the catalyst. If you want to get the solid high content, the solid, maybe catalyst is not a good method. Based on the TGA, you can find they decompose. Okay, decompose from 200. Maybe their finish is 500. This means if we want to run the pyrolysis, we just run the temperature is below the 500. We can get the more liquid product, and then you can get to the final the chart here. Okay, here I just show you. Before we have already do the catalytic reaction. This one is original catalyst. This one is after reaction, meaning the carbon deposits on the surface, so their color become to the black. This one is the chart. Okay, after the pyrolysis, and we also can run the different phase salt. And for example, the rice straw, brown solid. You also can find there, we just see here, is a residual. Lignin, their residual is high. But brown solid, because brown solid include maybe about is the 16% is the cellulose. So their residual is low. Rice straw, okay, rice straw is a roast, okay, roast. This means the rice straw is have a higher cellulose. So cellulose is easy to decompose. Lignin is not easy to decompose. Okay. So we use like this pyrolysis. We call now I showed you the process is a slow pyrolysis. We can get the gas. Okay, we can analyze gas and the liquid. Here we will show some organic, but get some organic chemicals, but they are dissolved in the water, and some oil, and some high viscosity oil. And the final, you can cut the chart. Okay, this one is a chart. And their composition we will show here. Currently, we got the gas is 20%, liquid is 20%, and the solid is 60%. And solid, we also can study the age. Okay, age today we didn't to discuss the age, but age we also is are interested in the age, because now we can use the age to make many kind of the catalyst to replace some catalyst in the chemical reactions. So this the topic also is interesting. If we have the time, maybe we also can discuss this one. Okay, this slide I just show you is we also need to use many analysis to analyze the liquid composition of solid, of the gas. We will pay the more time to get to their property or their composition. Okay, here I just show the solid. Is a solid. Here the example is simple. We just get the chart. That the chart is we know their composition is mostly is a carbon. So we can easy to get the activate to use this kind of the carbon. Here I'll just show some SEM the image. Here is thickening. Here is activate the carbon. Here is a high surface. The area is active the carbon. And then every time is we activate. In this case, we use the iron oxide. Okay, and because this compound, they have the magnetic property, so we can easy to separate. When we after absorption, we just use the magnetic material in here. We will say just a second. You can find that there. Okay, some the activated material, they were easy to remove and separate the liquid. Okay. And then we also, the text is the many, activate the carbon to absorption, the methylene orange, methylene blue. They also have the good removal, the efficiency. And we also is study the more fundamental data about is isothermal or kinetic. Okay, and then is now you know is the biochar. Biochar is just is our raw material. We hope modified. Okay, modifies their service and use the different kind, maybe base, acid, or some the novel metal we can use to as the catalyst. So even the biochar now we will do the model experiment in here to hope to can increase this value. Okay, and after the solid is we hope to get some liquid. Okay, some liquid product in here. And we can control, okay, in this case, we can control the heating rate. We can get a different kind of liquid product. But in this case, we can find many product. Most of the product is phenolic the product. Okay, in today my presentation, and this in here is we just show this case is what we use the residual from the rice straws. We can get the high biochar, but if we use the catalyst, okay, 1 to 4, this is the biomass is 1 and the catalyst is 4, and we can find that the biochar is reduced and increase the liquid content, but the liquid content they also is produce more the water. Okay, produce more water. This means is oxygenation. Okay, from the oxygen, because in the lignin they including more the hydrogen oxide group, so they produce more water in here. And then we also can analyze the chemicals used Biomass. And in the residual, rice straw residual of the lignin, you can find that the carbon, okay, is the yellow or green, the color is the C5 to C8. This carbon, their percentage is high. Okay, even if residual is the same. But high carbon is just it is the lignin, is the residual is maybe there. So we also can analyze the liquid product. Okay, liquid product. You can we also show the component. Okay, phenolic, the component is exists in the final liquid product. Okay, include the phenol, cresol. Okay, like this kind of the phenyl group or phenol group is the compound is the more. Okay, and maybe someone is your interested or ask is if we use the pyrolysis, the solid component. Okay, solid component maybe there is high. So we could you show us the case is we just use the liquid composition, not the solid composition. So here I will show you the liquid, just the lignin decomposition in the solution, and produce these kinds of phenolic compound. Here we use the catalyst formic acid, and then they needed a co-catalyst. Okay, use the other catalyst here. And here I just show you an example. Is this column we will show us that we can get the bio oil. Okay, bio oil. This bio oil is we can find some case they can get the more than 80%. Okay, 80%. This means if we use this method, we can get the liquid product is more than 80%. Okay, final, I will show you the result is maybe someone is will ask is our target is, for example, is we want to use the taurine or xylene BTS compound or the others compound, but in the lignin composition, they always get the compound is a phenolic compound. So if we want to transfer this compound to the target compound, how do we do? So we also have the team to just run this kind of the model compound. We hoped from like this the composition structure and the shift to our compound. So maybe here we need to use the hydrodeoxygenation and the direct deoxygenation or hydrogenation. And we also, their team is also is a study, okay, the model compound, for example, this one, for methyl glycol, okay, to the taurine, okay, or we use the benzyl ether to the phenyl taurine. Okay, like this kind, we already did the study, and like this study, this compound is this compound we can find this the most the lignin composition is to get the higher percentage is this compound phenyl to methyl for methyl. So we also use this model compound to gather the others, the chemicals, and then they also use the different catalyst. Okay, today I just shows our experiments and in the biomass decomposition, especially focus on the rice straw. And then maybe today's I will share more the materials. I just hope to give you the concept is biomass. This material is complicated, and they are mostly is the polymer. So if we want to recycle it, if we use just get the molecule weight is maybe between the 1,000 to the 6,000 the molecule, maybe you can directly use. The cost maybe is low. But if you want to decompose the networks, the materials to the small molecules, or you want to convert to the target chemicals, for example, is the BTX, we need to use the many chemical process. So you need to pay the more energy. That doesn't mean you need to pay the high cost. But now you know, if we want to reduce the carbon dioxide, we hope to replace the fossil fuel. Maybe we can use the white power or solid power, okay, and get the next energy to support biomass recycle. Maybe this process, this thinking, and then we also can get the chemicals and recycle the chemicals. Okay, thank you for your attention. This is today's my talk.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Wu, for your very nice and important talk today. So here, Professor Wu and his team in UNC University have been evaluating the, as you may know, fragmentation, separation, and conversion of lignin and byproduct from Restro biorefinery platform, as well as lignin valorization. So Professor Wu and his team have also been diversifying the bio-based chemicals. Okay, now we come to the discussion section. You can actually also ask Professor Wu directly here. But actually, before showing the question from participant, I have one question regarding the. I'm interested in the lignin depolymerization into phenolic compound. Professor Wu, as we know that the selection of catalysts, I think, should be very critical for lignin conversion into, for example, fuels and chemicals and also materials maybe. So my question is, what kind of catalyst is superior for selective conversion of lignin? They are like homogeneous catalysts or heterogeneous catalysts such as bifunctional or bimetallic catalyst, as you have already mentioned in your presentation.
Okay, in the literature, okay, we can find the zeolite. Okay, zeolite, the catalyst, because the zeolite almost uses cracking system, so they're easy to decompose the chemicals. Okay, but the others is also can find them less. But zeolite is they can easy to control their pore size, and they can you can make the ratio of the silica and the aluminum. But if you find the most of the zeolite, the catalyst, their ratio is about maybe about 10 to the 40. Okay, 20 to the 40. This ratio in this study is the better. Yeah, that is the can easy decompose the solid. Okay, can get the liquid composition. So because the zeolite also is this the catalyst is popular, and then we can easy to buy the commercial product, and we can reduce the process cost. The other is we are maybe you are interested in the homogeneous. Okay, this is a homogeneous case. This case is if we want to get the high percentage bio oil, maybe people is like this process. Now I just to show you is that you first maybe we need to use the formula acid. Formula acid is they have two roles. First is this formula acid is also is a catalyst. Second is formula acid can provide the hydrogen. Okay, in this case, and then maybe they will change provide some hydrogen in the compound. Okay, in here, and then is in this case you need to also use the other catalyst, the normal the metal. Okay, but here I just show you is two kinds. Maybe if someone, maybe you are interested, you also can run that. And sometimes solvent. Solvent maybe is important. Here is now here I just show is the current use in the literature. Is they use ethanol and water and to runs. Okay, so you can cut the bio oil.
So here the for example, the palladium is mixed with carbon. I mean, this is like a composite catalyst, or what is the states of this catalyst, like particulate form, or for example, this rhodium and
you say it's homogeneous.
I mean the metal and carbon. For example, the palladium and carbon is just we mix together, or we have to make.
Yes, together. Yes.
I see. Thank you, Professor. So I guess here we have some. Yeah, we receive quite a lot of questions. Maybe we can show them, or if you the participant want to. Okay, someone raised. Okay, please. You can ask directly to Professor.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity. Good morning, Professor Ho Xingwu. So Xianghao. My name is Rizky. Rizky from Chemical Engineering Department, University of Jember. So I'm currently working on biofuel production, by fermentation, especially biobutanol. So maybe it's not about lignin, but pyrolysis. I'm interested with the byproduct of the pyrolysis, which is the water phase. We know that in the rice straw itself, it contains cellulose, so can we get any fermentable sugars from the maybe the byproduct of the pyrolysis, and how can we increase the yield of that? Okay, that's all. Thank you very much.
Pyrolysis. Focus on pyrolysis. Right? Your question is the pyrolysis.
Yes, I mean.
In the pyrolysis is the sugar a little. Like the sugar is a little, because it's most is phenolic. If sugar, like the sugar, there is easy to decompose. So finally, maybe we got the acetic acid.
Oh, I see.
Not the sugar.
Okay. So the water phase in pyrolysis contain mostly acetic acid? You mean?
Here I took it. In the water phase, yes, you find the most is acetic acid. Some is acetone. Okay, here I don't have the list, but you know, it's like if from the lignin is no cellulose, like the acid C1, C2, or C3 compound is not more. But if we analyze the biomass or rice straw residuals, they include the cellulose. We can find the C2, the compound is maybe 10% of the 20% in the water phase.
Oh, I see. So It's quite interesting also, some organic acid. Okay, thank you very much for your answer.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rizky Fitria Darmayanti. I hope answer your question. Okay, any other question from the floor? If not, maybe we can show some of the question from the that we collect from the GFOM. Okay, please show them. Okay, this is the question from our student. How big is the application of renewable energy in Taiwan? The second one is, how can Taiwan succeed in implementing renewable energy? Yeah.
Renewable include the wind power and the solid power. Now in Taiwan, 80% in the power from the renewable energy. We hope 20% of the power until 2025. Now in Taiwan, we will build more the white power station and the solid solar power station in Taiwan. This is our policy. So we hope the renewable energy can replace the fossil fuel from maybe 2%, maybe three years ago, and now is 80%, and 20% is more than the 20% is the 2025. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Maybe I will pick up one more. How can Taiwan succeed in implementing renewable energy so that we in Indonesia can adopt the Taiwan way of implementing renewable energy?
This is government policy. It's dependent on the government policy. Yeah, you know, it's if we want to discuss the cost of efficiency, renewable energy cannot use current use. But if the policy is, we hope to reduce the greenhouse gas, or we hope to just reduce the temperature in the world. We needed to do. So we needed to pay the more cost or pay the more money. Yeah, so I think this is the government policy's problem.
Thank you. Please next to the second question, second student maybe. Yeah, this is from our student also.
Wait a moment,
Maybe this is related to the software.
This is not if we don't add didn't you for example is we use pyrolysis. We don't add the we don't add the catalyst. We also can get the liquid product or solid product. But we know is because it's we always hope to get the different the liquid product or solid product. So I think is we needed to use the extra chemical it into the system, and then we can get the different molecule weight of the ligand.
Okay, so anyway, we still need some chemicals. Okay, maybe the third question. Also from our student. Maybe the bottleneck of the development.
Yeah, just first question is we can say is maybe now is we some process they is not the optimal process. We need to use the high energy to get that. So this is now is our challenge. Is we need to maybe we need to look for the good catalyst. Okay, and reduce that. Second is we did this is good question. We didn't compare length. We didn't compare for the difference of the thickness of the lignocellulose compounds. So we didn't. We just to compare is the some morphology. Okay, it's a different compounds. Their morphology. Currently is you know that the lignocellulose is they include the cellulose, so their surface is how to say is their surface is cover more than the small molecules. So they are the rough the active carbon they can get the surface area is small. Sorry, is we didn't do more than to compare this.
Okay, thank you very much. I hope this answers your question. So here we have someone raise hand. So it's from Dr. Maktum Muharja. Maybe Dr. Maktum, you can ask directly to Professor Wu, please.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity, Dr. Hanggara and Prof. Wu. I am Maktum Muharja from Universitas Jember. Prof. Wu, in recent years, here we developed a technology to increase the efficiency of lignocellulose conversion using subcritical water autohydrolysis. It means that we use subcritical water to break down lignin and hydrolyze cellulose and hemicellulose simultaneously. Autohydrolysis. We evaluate the addition of various additive and operating conditions to obtain high direct average. From this process, unfortunately, there are still lignin residue that we have never tried to exploit it. From your presentation, we are very interested in the production of biochar using hydrothermal carbonization. My question is, can I get biochar from subcritical water process? If possible, next question, what is the techno-economic analysis from this production, biochar product from this project?
Excuse me, is the voice is not clear. Can you speak again your question?
Can we get biochar from subcritical water processes? Because there is still lignin residue, solid residue, which contain lignin that we have never tried to exploit it from subcritical water process.
Sorry. Good. So, Professor, the subject, could you speak again? Here's the question.
From subcritical water process.
Analysis process.
Yeah.
And then
possible. Is it possible we get biochar?
Biochar.
Yeah, biochar.
Yeah, we can directly get the biochar.
What is different of between hydrothermal carbonization and subcritical water?
Water.
Subcritical water process. SCW, subcritical water hydrolysis.
Yeah, I cannot answer this. It's because I cannot easy to hear your voice. Could you write your questions? I can answer your question.
Okay. Thank you, Prof.
Sorry. Okay. Before moving to Dr. Maksum question back again, so we can move to the next question first. This is from Dr. Boy Fahri. How to avoid cellulose and or hemicellulose decomposition in lignin degradation, and how to improve the selectivity of lignin degradation product.
We need to first remove the cellulose. If we, I say, what is the target you want to study? If you want to just study the lignin degradation, you need to remove the cellulose and the hemicellulose first. But if you want to get some chemicals, this chemical is a different lignin degradation, and you will include the cellulose and the hemicellulose. So that means you need to consider the cellulose decomposition pyrolysis. So we cannot, or I don't suggest you just to control the reaction condition to increase the selectivity of the lignin decomposition in the pyrolysis. Just depend on you want. If you want chemicals is a phenolic compound, you directly use the lignin. Okay, and if you want to get the maybe you hope the phenolic acid also react with the other chemicals. Maybe you increase the cellulose. Because the cellulose, the structure is different, the phenolic structure. You can get the different composition of the phenolic compound. So their distribution is a difference. The policy is a difference. So some when we were surveyed the literature, you can find some experts they focus on lignin. Some experts they focus, for example, 50% lignin. And some ones they just study is the biomass. They directly use the biomass to get the chemicals and recover the heat. So these questions I just give you a suggestion is you don't need to consist the selectivity of the lignin degradation product in the pyrolysis. You directly separate it, because the separation is very easy. Just use the maybe the hydrochloric acids of sulfuric acid, easy to remove the cellulose is hemicellulose. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Wu. Maybe one or two more questions from the floor. The next question. Okay, I guess we have shown all of the gathered questions. So, okay, we will show the question from Dr. Maktum. In our recent work using subcritical water to hydrolyze cellulose and hemicellulose, there are still solid residue that we have never tried to exploit it. So from your presentation, we are very interested in the production of biochar using hydrothermal carbonization. The question is, can I get biochar from the subcritical water processes? If possible, what is the techno-economic analysis of the biochar production from the lignin recovery?
Maybe it's not easy. As it is a water system to get the biochar. The biochar is the only in the pyrolysis is easy. So I don't suggest if you want to biochar, want to get the biochar use pyrolysis is easy.
Oh. Okay, thank you very much. I hope this answer your question, Dr. Maktum. If you have further question, maybe we can communicate directly to Professor Wu after this lecture.
Yes.
Or possible maybe collaboration or something like that. Okay. Anyway, finally we came to the end of this first lecture series. We would like to say thanks again to the lecturer today, Professor Wu, for sharing your important information about lignin valorization. We also thank all the participants for joining our event today. We really we do hope that our first series of this summer school will be beneficial for everybody. Okay, thank you again, Professor Wu. Okay, Adele, I give the floor back to you.
Okay, thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have done learning together with Professor Ho-Sing Wu. I hope you really enjoy about the topic. Well, before we come into the last session of this event, I will invite you all to open your camera to take a picture together with us.
Okay, so please, if you want, you can show your face.
Well, I will counting in 1, 2, 3. Okay, once more. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, finally we got to the last session in this event that is closing. As the Master of Ceremony, we'd like to give thanks to Professor Ho-Sing Wu as the speaker, to Professor Slamin as Vice Rector for Academic and Student Affairs, to Dr. Boy Arif Fahri as Head of Chemical Engineering Department, Engineering Faculty, Universitas Jember, and the audience entirely. May what we had conducted will be useful for us. If in guiding this event we made mistake or over someone here, please accept our apologies. Finally, wassalamualaikum warahmatullah. See you to the next event.
Yeah, thank you very much, Professor Wu.
Bye.
Makasih semua ya. Sampai bertemu di acara berikutnya.
Terima kasih, Pak.
Ya, Pak. Makasih.
Terima kasih, Pak.
Assalamualaikum. Waalaikumsalam.
Oke, terima kasih ya. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Terima kasih.